All the See, I think it's just Colosseum. Yes. The concert and all the ladies are here. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, no. We're gonna get this food today. Grab some of this macaroni. There's the food. Known as just the appetizer. We're at the senior center. It's not the senior center, but this is Clifton Park. Yeah, senior, I believe it's they're having a concert or something here. This is the cake and everything. Right here, the kids are playing. So very nice senior center. Okay. I'm just taking a look at your beautiful, all the good food. Husband. This guy looks like my friend Ali. You said she made like the cake? Wow. Well, both of them she made? That's amazing.
We are cooking our food.
If you ever get to see her do something that she's really passionate about, you'll see she's her whole heart into it. If you were able to see the cakes that you see here, or even just pastries, these are all things that she's made. Taste any of these, you'll be able to taste the love, the attention, the appreciation she's put into it, because she really does put her whole heart into it. Sorry. I don't think that she was a baby enough. Oh my god.
What was remarkable in this one? One instance we remember me and my wife that when baby born they normally stay in the nursery area, right? For a few
Thank
days.
you, sir. Well overdue. Thank you to all of the aunties who helped us put together this whole decoration, aunties and uncles, for making the appetizers and the desserts and everything on here. The kids too, and the kids were running around and setting these things up and keeping the space lively. So first and foremost, thank you to everyone for help. And maybe even more than that, I have to give a thank you to my parents and my sister who put this event together. I'll have you know that 4 years ago when we did my sister's graduation, I told my parents the one thing I never ever want you to do is a graduation party. And lo and behold, here we are at a graduation party. So they planned it all in secret. They wouldn't let me know they were doing it. And then they invited me to my own graduation party, so here I am. I want to also say that while I sailed on the ship that they built. Graduating for me is a privilege. I didn't fight to be here. But there are lots of people who do fight to be here, to do the kinds of things that I've done. So I won't take too much time, but I just want to say that there are people in this community, there are people in this country, and there are people in this world who never have the chance to graduate. And as a graduate, I think one of my number one jobs is to give back, and it's to make sure that this isn't something that I take for granted. That I recognize that this is a privilege and that I carry that with me, to make it so that one day it's a privilege for everybody. Thank
you. Here in this land where guidance is most important aspect of life. I'd like to share a few thoughts about, when I was PhD student, then both of my daughters came, Munta and Maria. Actually, when I started my PhD at that time, Munta came, and 2 years later, Maria. The situation was really broken. That's true. Every graduate student go through some sort of pain and some sorts of difficulty, right? For me, it was really tough. It was almost breaking point, and which I will not be able to describe, and I don't have time. But Alhamdulillah, when I look back now, I feel that it was needed. Academically, it was so challenging. It was very challenging because I thought I am, before I start, I thought I am going to start with a very renowned professor. But the pain working with a very renowned professor was, bone chilling. I had that fair share, and now when I look back, I see that if I did not have my daughters at that time, I would have lost. Because every day in the morning when I was leaving my home, I knew that it's gonna be a terrible day. Every day. It was never been an exception for 5 years, more than 5 years. So every day when I left home, I knew that it's very tough. Not only like, it's not academic, it's like mental torture and other things. But when I came back, home, when I saw my daughters, I actually forgot each and everything, whatever happened. And that was, I see right now that was the going, right? That was the fuel I needed at the end of the day to continue my work. So I thank Allah that even though we were not prepared at that time, but Allah gave us this beautiful and precious blessing, and we try our best to nurture that. The way I nurture my daughters, that's it. That's what I reflect with you. When I was a graduate student, I went to a gathering where there was a very pious and learned man. He was sharing some verses from Quran. It was Surah Luqman, ayat number 12 to ayat number 20. And that was this, if you have a chance to read Surah Luqman from ayat 12 to ayat 20, Allah Rabbul Alamin talks about how to raise your children. How to raise your children. And Allah is so gracious. Allah Rabbul Alamin put it this word through a very, very knowledgeable man whose name is Luqman. It's Surah Luqman, right? By his name. He was an Abyssinian man. He was a slave of a king, but he was known in that community that he was the most wise man. And Allah Rabbul Alamin described about what he said to his son. So during the course of conversation, Luqman said to his son, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يائده يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وحنا على وحن وفصاله في عامين أن اشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير وإن جهدك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطيعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون يا بني إنها إن تك مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأتي بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانهى عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور ولا تسير خدك للناس ولا تمش في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختل فخور واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير. So these are the ayat, you have like Ya Bunayya means oh my son, oh my son. So Luqman was saying to his son, there are 6 advice basically, and I followed that advice by my heart when I raise my children. And what are those advice? So I think it is, I want to remind myself those advice and my daughters, because can replace by your parents. Nobody can replace your parents. So that is what Allah Rabbul Alamin said, that your mother bore you weakness upon weakness and winning you 2 years, means feeding you, breastfeeding you 2 years. So be grateful to me. Allah Rabbul Alamin said that be grateful to me and to your parents. See, like Allah Rabbul Alamin puts parents just after him. Anybody you want to be grateful, be your parents. That is what I want to leave for this audience, for myself, for my daughter, and all of our kids. Whenever you come to your parents, respect to them. Respect to them after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Then Allah Rabbul Alamin said, however, if your parents ask you to do something or associate, partner with Allah Rabbul Alamin, or make something which is against what Allah said, which you do not have any knowledge, then do not listen to them. You see, like there is the only one instance you can disobey your parents. Only one, just one. The one when your parent says to do something against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you have the right to go against your parent, to disobey your parent. However, Allah Rabbul Alamin said, but stay with them, accompany them in this world with appropriate kindness, and follow the way those who turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if you can disobey your parents, you cannot disrespect your parents. You cannot leave your parents and go, okay, what the heck, I am done. I don't want to stay with you anymore. No, you have no right to do that. Allah Rabbul Alamin said, you can only disobey your parents only on instance when they ask you to do against Allah Rabbul Alamin. However, you have to be respectful with your parents. Okay? The next advice he said, O my son, Ya Bunayya, indeed if wrong is being done as a weight of a mustard seed. Imagine a weight of a mustard seed is nothing, right? It's basically nothing. If you do something wrong, like a weight of a mustard seed, which means that if you do something wrong which is very, very tiny, nothing happens with this. Nobody gets harmed. Nothing, nobody cares about it. Nobody knows about it. But Allah said that He will bring it, even if it inside the rock, which means that even if it inside the most hardest things. If you do something wrong secretly or openly, which is tiny, Allah will bring it, even if it's inside a rock, or even it is in the heaven or outside in the earth, wherever it is. Allah will bring it because Allah has the power to do it. Allah knows everything. Then he said, O my son, Ya Bunayya, Aqimis salata wa amur bil ma'ruf wa nahy 'anil munkar. Wasbir ala ma asabaka inna dhalika min 'azmil umur. O my son, establish prayer. So this is after you respect your parents come first, and then you establish your prayer. Now, your parents says, you don't have to pray right now, do these things and that. No, you have the right to say your parents, my Lord, my Creator is first, so I pray first. You have every right to do that. Okay? But you have to be very, very respectful with your parents. So, oh my son, establish prayer, enjoy what is right. So every Muslim, every human being has the responsibility to enjoy what is right and forbid what is wrong. And all matter will be decided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he said, do not turn your cheek with contempt, right, towards people. Do not turn your cheek towards your knees. Do not show your anger. Do not show your disagreement, disrespect with people, and do not walk in this land arrogantly, because Allah does not like the people who are arrogant. This is something we see in our society in other countries, day by day people are becoming more arrogant. People have knowledge. When people gain knowledge, get good degrees, good life, luxury life, they become arrogant, and they look down other people as something like an animal or something like, or they look down other people like inferior. But Allah Rabbul Alamin say, doesn't matter what knowledge you have, what status you have, what job you have, do not turn your cheek to other people, and do not walk in this land arrogantly, because Allah does not like the people who are arrogant. And then He said, be moderate in your pace and lower your voice. Indeed, the most disgraceful voice is the voice of a donkey. So those are the 6 advices Luqman gave to his son, and those are the advice for my daughters especially, and for me to remind. I would like every parents to remind your children. These are some, I would say like the most, when you raise your children, remind them time and again. At the age, when they are young age, they may not understand this, the gravity of these advices. They may not like it. They may not want to hear it. But as a parents, it is our job to remind them each and every time whenever we see something wrong, right? So that they can be in the righteous path at that time. How did I abuse my parents, or how did I, raise my voice? How did I show my cheek? How did I show my, eye and other things, right? They will understand at that time. But hope, as we remind more and more, inshallah, they will understand the gravity. Our kids are fine kids. Our kids are, very good. Allah blessed us with, everything, whatever we can achieve, even though we don't deserve it. But Allah gave us graciously, so we are thankful to Allah Rabbul Alamin. But we might also need to remember that, there are people, they are unfortunate. There are people that do not have food, they do not have anything to eat, for a day. And we know that our brothers and sisters are starved. They are dying because of blockade of the food, right? We know our brothers and sisters are suffering day by night in many parts of the world, in Gaza, in Palestine, in Sudan, in Yemen, in Syria, ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إثما كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين يا رب العالمين. There are elders in our community who are suffering, who are sick. Oh Allah, please, oh Allah, give them shifa. Allahumma Rabbi, Allahumma.
Teach you on the job, like when we carrying stuff, or what?
A little bit of a Cayman residency.
Oh, you did?
Okay. Rochester.
Oh, you went to Rochester.
A little bit was there, and then they gave me more,
No?
and then I gotta get a video of it. And then I went through their course.
We're not in line. We're not in line. Yeah.
And then a lot of it is I usually know just as you go.
Hey, I gotta learn, man. Hey, get a picture. Have fun. You didn't even eat today. See, this guy is fasting. He's not gonna eat in this nice place, but he liked the food anyway.
We were hard. But they died of delays from hospital. How are you? I know that you know a lot of Arabic. She told me. How are you?
But I wanted to come and, we love your wife. She's amazing.
She is.
She's going to be a great doctor.
She's the one make me, going. Although I didn't treat her nice, but,
The woman is the man's helper.
I'm coming.
society that, a man cannot achieve succeed or cannot be successful.
Yo, he never saw. I've never seen him go say a good thing. Yeah.
I remember, like, when she was medical student in Bangladesh. Actually, she finished and she was doing internship there. I remember at that time, like, one of her students, father came, not student, the patient father. The patient was like, I think she was 16 or something. And parents were like in a situation that they thought that she would never die. She with jackfruit. Do you know jackfruit? It's a very famous food there. So she brought a jackfruit and some other fruits from his own garden. Like, the patient father treated her, and I at that time realized that how dedicated she is, like, how much she enjoys.
You can see it. Her heart's in it.
Tour.
It's up to you.
I wanted to teach.
Yeah.
I'll take this.
Do that thing. Okay, take it easy. All right, this is all the food here. Oh my God, this is please.
Check up on the diabetes. Those are always my patients that don't heal.
It's okay.
I'm big into it.
Yeah, all right.
This is what we came for, the main event. Right here. First station. This is the ice cream like that Oh my goodness. So where are you going? I didn't catch where you're going to college.
University of California.
you
my
getting it
only
for your
lessons
wife
I
too?
can give you would be like never underestimate class. Never underestimate class. Always ask people who have taken the class before you.
I'm taking linear algebra this semester. I know I'm going to be a lot more.
Yeah, but just always ask like people that have taken it before because that's the easiest way to learn.
I'll make over
Get out here. High school graduation 2025.
Actually, I make a YouTube video. That's what I do always. I have a YouTube channel, but it's mostly for President's families. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I like it.
You could.
This is the coolest like high school graduation I've ever been to. Honestly,
She made all those cakes for you, man. There's a lot of
like
cakes.
mine was really boring.
Where was it? In Kansas?
Yeah, it was just like my family in the backyard.
But you didn't
10 people.
You missed the speeches. Were you there for this?
I was here for the speeches.
All of them were there. Touching. Very touching.
Yeah, I was like,
Made me want to have a family.
this is more than a high school graduation. This was a community event.
That's it.
Look at that.
Bring all the food. Not all the food. Next time you come, I'll take you to Saratoga, okay?
Also, for all of the kids, don't
No
forget to
note
do
on
a little
graduation.
party favor before. Coins for you in there, so please don't forget to take one.
I have to make a note here on this gown. Message. I definitely will. Yeah.
So that you have my number for me.
Okay. Your brother?
I'll text you when I go back.
Inshallah, inshallah. Okay.
Because I don't have.
Brother.
I
Okay.
could not find my password.
No problem. Okay. Fine. Time to go home. Okay, that was a fun day. A lot of fun. Time to go home now. Really nice family gathering and party. Really good speeches, good food. Enjoyed.